In today's video, we'll be using Whisk's tool to generate images and then use those images to create videos like this one. We can create storyboards, product advertisements, or whatever we want, as long as we have the ability to generate images and enough creativity to tell a story. You don't need any prior knowledge. I'll provide all the prompts and steps so you can replicate this completely free of charge. So enjoy the video and let's begin the tutorial. Today, I'll be showing you the Whisk tool and how to optimize it for automation, generating dozens of images quickly and easily without having to monitor the process, to create ads, storyboards, documentaries, and all kinds of videos requiring different scenes. I'll even show you how to animate these images. The skills you need for this process, don't worry, are super basic, unlike other more complex automation tools like N8N or Make. So let's get started. To access Whisk, we'll navigate in Chrome and search for it. As you can see, we'll find Google Lab here. I don't have any content yet, as you can see, so we'll head over to the gallery and enter the tool. And this is the tool. Now, I'll explain a bit how it works. Within Whisk, we have the ability to choose a subject. All right, my subject will be Jack Sparrow. Then my scene will be on this English ship, and I've decided on this style. Alright, I finally generated a few images, and I'm using this girl as a pirate because it wouldn't let me generate images with Jack Sparrow, which I understand is due to copyright issues. So, important things to note, when we access the information within these images, we can see a Gemini-generated description of what's being shown in reference to the subject. This is useful in case it's generating images incorrectly. For example, if we generate an image and instead of showing loose hair, it shows braids, it's important to specify here that the hair should be loose, not braided, okay? The same applies for the boat and the style. We could do this through ChatGPT if we don't know how to prompt properly, or we can describe the changes right here without needing to access a more advanced external tool. Now, if I click to generate an image of a pirate dancing inside the boat, let's see what it creates. And there we have it, okay? We have the pirate dancing effectively in practically the same scene we had before. So I'm going to apply a background remover to ensure the background isn't referenced as part of the subject. The tool I used is called remove.bg. Great, we're starting to get more varied results. Now let's go to the Auto Whisk tool. Auto Whisk, which is basically an automation tool for Whisk AI. As you can see, it currently has 100,000 users. The reviews are quite high, and all we need to do here is click the Get button. Once we've done that, we'll have it like this. Let's select version 7, 5.1, this DOM1 here, and as you can see, we have different options. First is the settings section, where we can change the time intervals for generating images. What's there is fine. If we see that images are generating very slowly, remember that the simultaneous limit for image generation is 6. If we notice all 6 are constantly generating at once, we can increase to 30 seconds, or if we only generate 2 simultaneously without errors, we can reduce it a bit and take a small risk, okay? But the default setting works fine. Now regarding the language option, okay? When you open the tool, it will give you the option to change the language. If not, go to the second section and you'll find it at the very bottom, okay? Choose whichever interests you most. Then we have the prompt list, all right? We can enter one prompt per line, and from that, it will generate a story for us. So let's test it out. I'll enter different words, one for fight, another for swim, and another for drink. I click start. I hit run on this project to use a bit of what we've already researched, and we'll wait. Okay, as we can see, the boat is being shown from the outside, which is an error we might encounter, except in this image. So what we're going to do is move away from the exterior of the boat. We'll take the boat, we'll take the description, we send it to ChatGPT saying, adapt this prompt to see the inside of the ship. Great. Now we have a much better reference of where the scene is taking place. Also, how did we do this? Well, we basically took the description that ChatGPT gave me, copied it, sent it here to the plus button, and if we set it to write something, we enter our request, wait a few seconds, and it generates an image of what the ship's interior might look like, okay? No need to search for it online. We can do exactly the same thing for the main character if we want. Agreed? Alright, after some time I've generated this prompt, or designed it rather. I'll leave it on screen for you to OCR, okay? Just grab it, send it to ChatGPT, and I'll explain a bit how it works. Basically, or first ideally, each of you should create your own prompt, right? This prompt was created to generate a random story based on the scene description and character description we were given. If you don't know how to create your own prompts, there's a free ebook in the description about AI, prompt design, and creating image prompts for Nano Banana, ChatGPT images, and more. So check it out. And for those of you who don't know how to generate prompts, which is super important, I'm going to share this prompt with you, okay? Basically, first we describe or give context to the AI about what it needs to do, right? It's a storyboard writer, art director, and using the subject and scene below, we're going to, or we need it to give us 20 very short prompts. Here we'll basically input the subject and set the scene, okay? Here we'll simply place it as a description, and I've added these rules after testing and making sure everything works correctly. As I mentioned, just take a screenshot, send OCR to the chat itself, and that's it, okay? Ask for an OCR. Now that we have all this information, we simply scroll down, copy it. In case you get a critical error when generating images, just close the extension and reload the page, okay? So anyway, let's proceed. We already have the prompt with all the separations and everything. We're going to click Start Run on this project. As you can see, I can input the prompt perfectly. I mentioned this because it said the maximum is 1 line, which isn't true. You do need to leave a 1-line space between prompts. So now it's generating the 20 images for me. Since I didn't specify a story and asked ChatGPT to invent one because we're not going to be super specific here, let's see if Whiskey can generate this story for me. We can see that, well, there's Mara at the beginning, right? There with the little hat, then taking out the compass. Here, for example, you can see this image has an error. It generated her with 2 hands. So in this case, we generate the other image or adjust it, okay? We click edit here and adjust it if we don't like it. Great, in this case, the image has already been generated, okay? And if we look closely, well, if we look at the story, it begins here with what would be the captain. The captain finds the brass compass and then basically follows it, climbs the ropes, checks the map, looks at the ocean, then points to it. And you can see there's clearly something in the ocean, right? She checks the compass again, and that's roughly where the story ends. If we look carefully, many images have almost the same scene. The character is obviously the same. So to avoid this issue with storyboards constantly needing small scene changes, I would delete the scene and remove any reference to the scene from the prompt itself. I'm going to put no scene here, okay? Without a scene. Let's try again. Obviously, if we don't define a scene, we'll see that the boat isn't the same throughout, and it has basically generated this other story for me. Okay, let's paste it, hit start again, run on this project, and as you can see, it lets me generate the images again. This story is about Captain Mara commanding a ship. At noon, she checks the rigging and rudder while the old brass compass becomes her constant guide. From the deck, she sees the sea and a distant coast as if searching for a specific destination. Suddenly, she spots a dark storm front on the horizon that hasn't hit yet, but signals danger and creates tension. She prepares, hesitates briefly, trusts the compass again, and has a revelation about her course. She decides to move forward with determination, ready to face what's coming. And we're already seeing that the images are generating much better now, because without the scene limitations and not having to constantly use the same background, we can see the AI estimates the background quite well. Clearly she's on a pirate ship because that's what the story calls for. And we can see she's looking at the horizon, hoisting the sails, checking the compass, gazing outward. This would have been impossible with a scene reference. Well, after generating all these images, the results are definitely much better. The images I've selected show the main character observing, hoisting sails, checking the compass, then heading toward his chosen destination. He goes to the helm, notices the ship has problems, keeps watch, picks up the compass again, looks out at the open sea, slowly surveys and realizes there's a storm coming, right? He warns about the storm, checks the compass, which is directing him to who knows where, and finally, well, he points to where he needs to go and heads in that direction, okay? Well, he puts on his gloves. And we have this incredible story. Obviously, the story can be improved a lot. I told ChatGPT to improvise here, and it's only 20 images, so don't expect too much. But if we made a longer story, it's as simple as taking the prompt I gave you, and where it says 20 lines, change it to 100 or 50. And this way, ChatGPT itself can expand much more with the story. but we're getting a much more interesting result. So how could we now turn this into a real story? Well, one of the tools I've already featured on the channel is Magic Light AI, which would allow us, for example, to turn a story into video. To create, we simply paste the story, select the character, take the prompt we've obtained from Google Whisk itself, and with this, we generate the complete story. Obviously, that this is a tool specifically designed for generating stories, and of course it comes with a cost. But if we want to animate it for free, I would recommend using Grok, okay? There are many tools to convert images to video. We just click on the Imagine section and upload the first image, okay? Select the Make a Video option. As you can see, we have the option to auto-generate the video upon uploading, which we can deactivate if we want. And here it generates the video with the image and everything. So what we would do here is select no music, okay? We could refine the prompt much more, but we can take the prompt it gave us individually for each scene and hit. Let's set the video duration to 6, and now we'll see how it generates the video based on what we specified to Whisk to create the image and how it produces the video. And there we have it. We can see the captain walking, right? Now we're starting to get something much more interesting. To work faster, we can open the Imagine window multiple times using the middle mouse wheel or right click and select Open Link in New Tab, or use Control plus left click, okay? We'd open different sections, select video, set it to no music, and move on to the third scene. Captain Mara, etc. That we paste it, upload the third image file. Okay, I need to upload the image first and then the prompt, because otherwise the information gets lost for some reason. So no music, let's paste it again. There it is and send it. And now we're generating 2 videos simultaneously, right? So now I'll be generating as many videos as possible within Grok's limitations. Remember that if you have additional Grok accounts, you can expand these limits, or if you have multiple video generation tools, you can take advantage of those multiple limits too. Great, we've now generated all 20 videos. I'm now in the veed.io tool and we're going to watch the short film. It looks like it's 2 minutes of video generation, so it's going to be quite long. You can find veed.io in the description. It's simply a tool that lets us edit videos with AI, and it's more than enough to place images or audio right here, even for adding subtitles and other elements. Let's see how it turned out, so we'll hit play and check it out, okay? I'm a bit nervous, honestly. All right, this is what we're looking at. We can see the captain walking there. Then she hoists the sails. Got it? I'm listening to the sound effects. She opens the compass. The sound effects aren't bad at all, I have to say. We have the girl looking at the horizon, looking at the sky. The image quality Grok gives you with minimal effort is incredible. It hasn't even reached its limit. Though some videos don't generate properly. This, for example, makes no sense, okay? Well, unless it's a super modern ship, right? Here he's trying to solve this and other issues. Obviously we're missing something here. Look, this is what I mean. He crosses the fence there, but I can't fix that. I'm telling you, what we really need here is better sound design. It would be awesome to put more effort into the sound design to make it truly professional, like most videos with music and a narrator explaining the backstory. But you can see that visually you have no excuses. True, this isn't HD quality by any means, but it's more than enough to make a video, use as background, or create footage for anything. And it's honestly amazing, even the character speed. And how long did this take us? Just a few minutes. Without a doubt, it's completely worth it to me. Look, look. There, he checks the compass, and finally at the end, that final scene where he goes, where the compass points him, it's just incredible. So yeah, if you want to keep learning about AI tools, you have it right here on this channel. So follow me and I'll see you in future videos. Absolutely.